Hello, everyone. I'm just gonna adjust this a little bit. There we go. Hello, you guys. Welcome to another happy hour hang here in the House of Hill. I am so happy to be here with you guys. Can you believe I didn't mute my computer? Also that we are officially the week of Thanksgiving. I cannot believe it is happening. We also have so much good tea to discuss today. But before we get into what tea we're going to be discussing today, I want to shout out Familia Kim first. Made it to my second live. Hi guys from Nashville, Tennessee. I am so excited that you're here. I'm so excited that you made it to your second live. I also feel like I've been hearing so much about Nashville because I recently started watching Selling Sunset OC, and there's a girl on the second season from Nashville who's like trying to break in. So I feel like I've been hearing the word Nashville all day because I've been watching Selling OC while, or working while having Selling OC in the background. Absolutely hooked. I didn't think I could like another Selling Sunset, but I'm hooked. Also, I see some of you guys asking about my podcast with Courtney, Toasted Tea. There was an issue with Spotify. I don't know why it was taken off of Spotify. Courtney and I have been working on it today. I don't know what's going on. We're trying to get help. We're trying to get some support and some answers as to why that happened. Once we get answers and hopefully get it back up, everything will be fine. But in the meantime, you guys can watch the second episode over on YouTube. Nothing is wrong with YouTube so far, so I don't know what's going on with Spotify. I wish I had an answer for y'all, but unfortunately we are still in the phase of trying to figure it out. So if you are wondering why it's not on Spotify, I wish I had a better answer for you, but please go watch the second episode over on our YouTube channel, Toast to Tea Pod. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. I see we have an early birthday with Maria. Happy early birthday, Maria. Also, I want to shout out Shabria. Hey, Madison, happy Monday. How was your weekend? Did you see that Taylor was struggling to breathe performing night one in Rio and that a fan passed away because it was so horribly hot and the venue didn't allow fans? Yes, Shabria, I did hear about that. I did see all of that. She did do a really nice tribute for the fan that passed away. She also wrote, obviously, that note on her Instagram story. I think it is just so incredibly sad. But I also think it goes to show how truly and deeply Taylor Swift cares for her fans. If you look at how she handled the situation, remember the Astroworld situation? Obviously, I know Travis Scott has really evolved since all of that, but it was just incredibly sad. And unfortunately, the weather when you're working, in an outdoor venue, you're kind of at the mercy of Mother Nature, but it is absolutely incredibly sad. Obviously, we're going to talk about Taylor Swift today. Not only was I going to talk about what happened in Rio, but Travis Kelce also sat down and did a profile for WSJ Magazine. And you guys, if you didn't like him or you feel like you don't know very much about Travis Kelce, I highly recommend you read the article in its entirety. Obviously, I'm going to fill you in on the biggest takeaways, but I feel like it is a really good introduction to who he is at his core. But of course, he also talked about Taylor Swift. He gave the actual story of how they started dating. He also talks about how he's dealing with all of the new attention that he's been getting since they started dating. So we're definitely going to be having a big Tavis discussion during this happy hour hang. We're also going to talk about Robert Pattinson and Suki Waterhouse. We're going to talk about Shakira. We're going to talk about Jordyn Woods and her seemingly reacting to Tristan Thompson being on the Kardashians and telling Kylie Jenner if, she could apologize to Jordyn for him, because that's mature. We're also going to be talking about Justin Bieber because he was recently spotted out this past weekend in Las Vegas. And I know y'all are always curious as to what is going on with Justin Bieber. And I have to say, he didn't look great. But we're going to get into it. Let's see what else is happening in the chat. Tamra, yes, I saw. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk a little bit about that once we get started on the tea. Timna, you are not very late. We just got started. I was the one who was running late today, you guys. I'm trying to get everything ready so I can go down to my family's house for the week for Thanksgiving. That way I can just, work from there and do all the prepping and everything that goes into Thanksgiving. We got to prep all the side dishes. Y'all know I'm a green bean casserole girly through and through. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, let me know what your favorite side dish is. I feel like green bean casserole gets a bad rap because everyone thinks it's kind of gross because, let's be honest, cream of mushroom doesn't look great. But I love myself some green bean casserole. Papa Hill is in the chat. He just said, who's Tavis? Dad, Tavis is Taylor Swift and Travis's couple name. There's also Trailer, but I feel like Tavis is cuter. Come on, Papa Hill, you know that, Dad. You know what Tavis is. You know, because we literally cannot stop talking about it. Actually, when my sister sent the WSJ magazine article in our family group chat, or maybe she sent it to the Spicy Swifties chat, she said, Mom and I cried reading this article because that's just how great of an article it is and how much we love Travis Kelce. I don't know what that says about the Hill Girls if we're crying over. It was just really sweet and he had some really good points. I also got teary-eyed as well. But we're gonna get into that. Yes, I'm glad we're all on the same page with Tavis over Trailer. Okay, good. Alexander says she loves homemade mac and cheese with breadcrumbs on top. Yum. Always love mac and cheese. My friend Holly always provides the mac and cheese. And she actually texted me yesterday and said she just picked up 9 pounds of cheese to make her version of mac and cheese. So it's going to be a dairy-filled Thanksgiving over at the Hill House. Autumn, hi Madison. You saw Selena and Miley won at the Billboard Music Awards yesterday. So proud of both women, especially how far they've both come from their Disney days. Yes, she did. I also love that Selena Gomez always gives props to Rema as well. I'm so excited for them. They've both come so far since their Disney days. And honestly, they have all come so far since their Disney days. I feel like it's amazing. Brittany said, will we be talking about Diddy tea? We can talk a little bit about it right now because that whole situation is absolutely insane to me. For you guys who don't know, Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie filed a lawsuit against him and accused him of several very, very large crimes. Assault, abuse, sex trafficking. She really accused Diddy of a lot of very, very serious things. It was insane. She filed the lawsuit. Aubrey O'Day was publicly supporting her. There was a report from TMZ about how Diddy was actually the center of an investigation in New York. And then all of a sudden, within 3 days, him and Cassie both posted messages on social media saying that they've amicably settled the issue outside of court. So I don't know what dollar amount that was. I don't know how much he gave her, but it was definitely an amount, and obviously it was an amount that Cassie felt was fair. But in my opinion, I'm always suspicious of people who settle that quickly. This is also not the first time that Diddy's character has been called into question and his business dealings. So it's really, 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 really crazy, honestly. That whole situation was wild. And I mean, I know. You know when anyone settles. You know when anyone settles outside of court. Unfortunately, the conclusion that we tend to draw is you settled that quickly because you didn't want people knowing more. And that's where I stand on the situation. And I also say props to Cassie for, speaking out, telling her story, not being afraid, because I think, again, she accused him of some serious allegations, and coming forward with that is not easy at all. Brittany said, Diddy has always given me a weird vibe. It makes me sad because I was such a Making the Band girly. Like, as somebody who did dance growing up their entire life, Making the Band was one of my favorite reality shows. I absolutely loved Danity Kane. If Papa Hill's still in the chat, he can attest. We went to a concert in Kansas City. It was Danity Kane, Pussycat Dolls, and Christina Aguilera. And Papa Hill spoiled us. We were like third row because he knew how much my sister and I were obsessed with Danity Kane. And so but I was also really young when that show came out, so I didn't really understand a lot of probably the subtle things that were happening behind the scenes. I just saw the dancing and the choreo and all the work it took to get in that girl group, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. Anything pretty much to do with dance, performing, I was all about it. So, you know, as someone who is such like a making the band girly, a boom boom cat, you know, making the band, it makes me sad to see that Diddy was actually kind of shady. And I don't know, I just feel like y'all know I'm all about consistency, and consistently we hear not great things about the man. So I don't know. Again, I'm happy that Cassie spoke out. I'm happy that she was settled, and you know, hopefully she finds some peace in the settlement. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see. Autumn said Aubrey O'Day said she's been trying to tell people about Diddy for years regarding how Diddy treated Danity Kane. Yes, absolutely. The problem was there were NDAs involved and her contract, and the reason why she's been speaking out so heavily in the last year and a half is because Diddy actually finally gave his artists the right to own their music after keeping the rights for a long time. However, in order to own the rights to your music, he wanted his artists to sign an NDA, and Aubrey O'Day chose to not own the rights of her music because she did not want to sign the NDA and instead wanted the freedom to speak out and raise awareness to Diddy's behavior. So, you know, I know Aubrey O'Day gets a bad rap. I know people side-eye her a lot, but I have to say I applaud somebody who sticks to their belief and somebody who says, you know what, you can't buy me off. I'm not signing the NDA, and I'm going to expose you for the person I believe that you are. Anyone who is willing to stick to their beliefs that strongly, I gotta give them props, because that is not easy, especially in today's day and age, and especially against a powerful man who can make a lawsuit like that go away in 3 days. So, you know, again, she's not perfect. She never claims to be perfect, but I think we at least got to give Aubrey O'Day a little more props than she's been getting as of late. Marie said, I hope this gives other victims the strength to come forward too. Hopefully they can sue and get some peace in matters like these. And, you know, they will be able to use anything that was brought up in this lawsuit as evidence. So even if there is a case, which of course now the NYPD is backpedaling and saying, I don't know who leaked that information, we're not investigating him, I do think there will be more to come out. I do think Diddy, like Scooter Braun, is one of those people we're going to have to keep an eye on. Y'all know I've been saying too for the past probably 4 or 5 months, ever since Scooter's clients started dropping like flies. I'm like, something is off with Scooter. Something is brewing. Something's brewing with Diddy, you guys. I think there is going to be a huge reckoning with a lot of these powerful men who owned the music industry for a long time. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of stuff come out, and it's going to be very interesting, and I hope all of these people who were affected and screwed over end up finally getting some freaking justice, because y'all know what I always say, and actually I don't know if I've said this in a happy hour hang, but I always say this in my real life. If you are a bad, shady person, you're going to get to the top quickly. Don't get me wrong. You're going to get there quick. You're going to make money. It's going to be awesome. But you will never, ever, ever be able to sustain that position and that wealth if you are not a good person inside. And so I feel like all these people who got up there real quick and they've been living that dream, making that money, having those good reputations, because they aren't good people on the inside, it'll all come crashing down eventually. And when it comes, it's gonna not be good. So that's just how I feel. That's why anytime that I'm like, man, my come up is taking me so long, I'm like, Madison, that's because you have a good heart and a good soul, and you'll be able to sustain it. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. I've really been having to pep talk myself lately, y'all. I got some news on Friday that I was not expecting that really shook my freaking world as far as like jobs and things are concerned. So, you know, it's just a little confirmation that the House of Hill is where it's at. This is my purpose. This is what I'm meant to be doing. When it rains, it pours, Autumn. Girl, I feel that in my soul. But you know what? I am reminding myself that whenever a door closes, that's because God has something better planned for you. And I think he's just telling me I really need to keep focusing here where the House of Hill is at, because we will never let each other down. So I'm just reminding myself of that, and we are going to be okay. And it's Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be eating so many carbs this week and drinking wine and champs. and it's gonna be fine. Thank y'all so much. I really, really appreciate you guys so much. You guys are making me feel better. Epic Turtle said, sometimes rejection is protection, and you're exactly right. But okay, let's go ahead and get into this tea, you guys, because I want to kick things off talking about my man. Hi from Germany. Hello. It's 1 a.m. here, but I had to come live with you. Dobie, thank you so much for staying up way past your bedtime to be here. Thank you. I need to start making a list of all of the places y'all are at internationally, because I was talking with my friend Mason this weekend and I was trying to remember some of the places where y'all are. And so we have Germany, I know we have Dublin, I know we have London, I know we have Jamaica, but I need to start making a list because it really makes me feel super cool whenever I see where y'all are watching from, and domestically as well. When you guys are talking about what states you're from, I'm like, I've never been to Montana. I can't believe that someone there knows who I am. Like, it's really cool. We should do a map with pins. Oh, I love that idea. Ooh, maybe I should start doing that. Wouldn't that be fun and we could pin it every live? Okay, I kind of like that idea. Syracuse, Illinois, South Africa. I am here for that. South Dakota, don't come here. It's super boring. Tamara's like, I love you. It's fine. I'll come to you. I'll come to you whenever we do the tour. Sounds good. Colombia. Brenda, you know I love me some Texas. I still got to edit my Texas vlog. I also was thinking of doing a vlog for Thanksgiving, vlogging the Thanksgiving day, vlogging the prep. Sweden, oh, I really want to go to Sweden. Oregon, love it. You're not that far. Indiana, Ohio, New Zealand, Indiana, LOL, ew. That's what the comic Valkyrie just said. She's like, also don't worry about coming here. But I was thinking about doing a Thanksgiving vlog. So if y'all want a Thanksgiving vlog, let me know, because I just thought that would be fun. I'm really trying to implement more vlogs onto the channel. We have Canada, Oklahoma, Harmony. I love Pennsylvania. I went to New Hope, PA the last time I was on the East Coast, and I absolutely loved it. Taylor, you know, a fellow Missouri girl. I absolutely love it. And I want to go to Vermont, Brittany, especially in the fall. Gabrielle, we are going to talk about Taylor's shows in Brazil once we get a little further down. But first, sorry, you guys, let me go back to this news that I wanted to kick this happy hour hang off with. And that is talking about Robert Pattinson and Suki Waterhouse. Now, for those of you who don't know, Robert Pattinson is my guy. I'm a Twilight girly, Team Edward girly. So this news I am sharing is slightly with a heavy heart, because I did always brag that I would bring Robert Pattinson as my date to my 10-year high school reunion. But unfortunately, even though my 10-year high school reunion did pass, sad, but unfortunately now there is literally no hope for me, because Robert Pattinson, you guys, is officially becoming a dad. This is coming after weeks of speculation. People on Dumois have been speculating that Suki is pregnant for a while now, but she finally confirmed the news herself this past weekend on stage at the Corona Capital Festival in Mexico. On stage, she said, quote, "I'm extra sparkly today because I thought it might distract you from something else that's going on." She then pointed to her bump and joked, "I'm not sure it's working." These two have been romantically linked since July of 2018, so for a while now. We first saw them on a PDA-filled movie date night in London, and now they are still together. They're expecting their first child. I know, you guys, Team Edward. Team Edward's about to be a dad for real, not to Renesmee. He's about to be a dad for real to a real human child. I'm excited for him. Like I said, selfishly, I'm a little sad. Even one of my friend Kelce, who, if you guys saw my very first Twilight trip vlog, we went for her bachelorette party, and she texted in our group today, was like, "I can't believe Robert Pattinson is doing this to me." And I'm like, literally same. We've loved him forever. And if you guys didn't know, Twilight is 15 years old as of today. 15 years old. That makes me feel old. That makes me feel so freaking old. I can't. Timna said, when I saw that you were the first person I thought of, and I was like, my poor Madison was hoping to be a guest at your wedding. Timna, you and me both. You and me both. I'm really upset about it, but you know what? That's fine. We're just going to have to find somebody else. Also, we have somebody from Austria in the chat. Oh my gosh. Hi. I know, 15 years old, you guys. Does that not make anyone else feel old, or is it just me? I know. I almost threw up when I read it myself. I was like, no, 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 no. It's fine. We're only as old as we feel. And I feel like we still appreciate Twilight and it doesn't feel 15 years old. And if you haven't watched Twilight yet, what are you doing? You have to. Even Jason Kelce has watched the Twilight saga, okay? And I feel like that is saying something. Harmony, bless your youth. Bless your youth. I am jealous. Okay, you guys, we're going to move on and talk about Shakira. Oh my gosh, Sacred Space, thank you. She said, you still look like you're 22, Madison. I will take it. As a 30-year-old, I will take looking 22. So thank you. I think it's because it's the hair. I did just get a shorter haircut. Maybe that's it. But thank you so much. Bless you. You just made my day for telling me I look 22. You guys, we're going to be talking about Shakira because she's not going to jail. She settled her tax fraud case with the Spanish government, okay? Whew, this is good news. You guys know Shakira was in some hot water with the Spanish government. Katie, I'm so happy that you made it. I'm so happy that you're here. So Shakira was actually set to start her trial in Barcelona today, but she accepted a plea deal. Now, in order for this deal to go through, Marie said her hips did lie. Her hips have been going through it for sure. Now, in order for her to avoid jail time, Shakira had to acknowledge the 6 counts of failing to pay the Spanish government 14.5 million euros in unpaid taxes, which is the equivalent to about a little over 15 million US dollars. They're saying she did not pay this between the years of 2013 and 2014. So Shakira had to acknowledge that, yes, I did something wrong. Then she received a suspended 3-year sentence and she has to pay a 7 million euros fine. She released a statement to E! News praising her legal team and saying that the tax authorities in Spain pursued a case against her like they've done with several professional athletes and high-profile individuals. So she was calling out the Spanish government a little bit there, being like, they target everyone who has money, status. She went on to say, quote, well, I was determined to defend my innocence in a trial that my lawyers were confident would have ruled in my favor. I've made the decision to finally resolve this matter with the best interest of my kids at heart, who do not want to see their mom sacrifice her personal well-being in this fight. Honestly, I feel like, I know we just spent the first half of this happy hour hang being like, when people settle or take a deal, that means they're guilty. But I feel like when it comes to what Shakira was dealing with the tax authorities and obviously the Spanish government, it sounds like this is something that happens pretty consistently. I feel like probably her settling was in her best interest because a trial like that, if it goes on and it goes to an appeal and another appeal and another appeal, that is just going to drain so much money, so many resources. And I'm sure when it came down to it, Shakira was like, it's honestly better for me to just say okay to whatever they said, pay my fine, and let it be done. I agree, Cass. I feel like at that point, you kind of just want to settle so you can wash your hands of the situation, especially with her kids. That is so draining to be in a trial and also be raising 2 younger children. I completely 1000% understand why Shakira decided to just say, you know what, I'm done, I'm bowing out. I'm so happy that you made it to the live for once, Gabby. Hello, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. I'm happy that Miss Mika is in the chat as well. Let's see, Bella said, Shakira deserves only good things. She's such a strong woman and seems to be a wonderful mom as well. Gabby is from Boise, Idaho. Her first time catching the live. I'm so happy you're here. Timna said, it was better to settle. It'll cost her less. Imagine all those lawyer fees. And that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, oh, you know she hired the best of the best. And those people have to be charging a pretty penny. So I'm sure all around it was just better for her to go ahead and settle. We also have Belle. Also here for her first live as well. I'm so happy you're here. Brittany said, didn't she just go through a messy breakup too? Yeah, she literally was going through the breakup and then had these allegations against her. And you guys know we are not here for Gerard Piqué. Gerard Piqué he gives us the ick. Absolutely not. So I feel like Shakira now is finally kind of like rid herself of any negativity that was lingering with the breakup. I feel like this is kind of like the final nail in that coffin, and now she can finally have her fresh start, which she absolutely deserves. I also want to shout out Marilena. Hi, Madison. I got good news. I'm pregnant and due in May 2024. Also, I just turned 30 on Friday. Girl, talk about the best 30th birthday gift. Are you kidding me? I am so excited for you. Congratulations. That's absolutely amazing. It sounds like your 30s are already starting off to be your best decade yet, which is what everyone says. So I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. And yes, you're exactly right, Tabitha. We're adding another Taurus to the House of Hill. That's exactly what the House of Hill needs, Marlena, is another Taurus, obviously. We're a little bit biased. I feel like the world always needs more Tauruses because we're the best. So I am so excited for you. Congratulations. Louisa said, I agree someone did her wrong. Her accountants are a very respectful firm. She said how much and buy Spain. Exactly. I feel like Shakira knew she didn't do anything wrong. But again, sometimes, I mean, it's just like when you're fighting the IRS here. Sometimes it's better to just say, where do I sign? How much money do you want? And let's just be done, because they have the resources, the money, and the time to drag a trial out. Us people, we don't want to mess with it. You know what I mean? We do have some Scorpios in the chat as well. I'm living for it. I'm living for it. Jennifer said, off the subject, but tonight the Chiefs play the Eagles. It's going to be a good game. Jennifer, I know. That's why I had to get all my stuff ready before this live, because I'm going to my parents' house to go watch the Chiefs-Eagles game. I did hear that Taylor Swift... all like Philadelphia radio stations have banned Taylor Swift up until this game because they don't want any Taylor Swift music playing on the radio stations, which if you know anything about Philly and the Eagles fans, that's very on brand. And I know it sounds malicious, but it's really just hilarious to me. And I feel like that's just the epitome of being a Phillies fan, of like, no Taylor Swift music leading up until the game. We have to focus on PA. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of Tauruses in here as well. I love it. Scorpios. Oh, Scorpios make the best BFFs to those Taurus peeps. Okay, love it. Here for it. Yes, it is a fun rivalry because if you guys don't know, Travis Kelce's brother, Jason Kelce, plays on the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's really fun. Justice said Philly is dedicated too. Philly is dedicated. I feel like Philly Eagles fans give us Kansas City Chiefs fans a run for our money. Like, we're dedicated, but so are Philly is also very dedicated. But we're going to go ahead and move on, you guys, and talk about Jordyn Woods. We're going to get to Taylor in just two more things. We're going to talk about Jordyn Woods, then Justin Bieber, and then we'll have a long discussion about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Tamara said, Capricorn, don't forget about us. We support very well. You're welcome, Madison. Tamara, I would never forget about you and your fellow Capricorns. Are you kidding me? I appreciate you. Tauruses, yes, we can be very stubborn. We can be very stubborn, but we are loyal. So, you know, like every sign, you have your positives, you have your negatives. We also have Diana Philly in the house. Yes, we also have another first-time watcher in the live from Canada. Love your presentation. It feels like you are our homegirl. You have no idea how much that means to me. That is exactly my intent every day when I create content. I just want people, when they watch me, to feel like, you know what? If I saw Madison out somewhere, we could grab a coffee, we could grab a cocktail, and we could just have a great time, great conversation. It's like watching my friend. It's like talking with a friend. So I am so happy that you feel that way. You do not even know what kind of compliment that is to me. And I can never forget about Gemini's, Crystal. All the signs are, we love them all. Without all of us, this world would not function the way it functions. Okay, you guys, so Jordyn Woods is seemingly reacting to Tristan Thompson bringing her up on the most recent episode of The Kardashians. Yes, if you are here and you have not given this video a thumbs up yet, please do so. It helps notify YouTube that people are watching, listening, and interacting. And y'all know how the YouTube notification system is. It never works in our favor. So if you're here and you have not given this video a thumbs up yet, please go ahead and do so. So Jordyn Woods, the reason why I say she's seemingly reacting is because she has officially limited her Instagram comments, you guys. And y'all know I always say, what celebrities do on Instagram and TikTok? I know it's easy for people to overlook and say it doesn't matter. It freaking matters, okay? So last week on the Kardashians, we saw Tristan Thompson have this conversation with Kylie Jenner where he was taking responsibility for what happened with Jordyn Woods. And he said multiple times how, he hopes that Kylie could pass on an apology from himself to Jordyn because now he understands that he really put her through the ringer. I don't know why it took up until this time, but okay. And Kylie was like, yeah, I'll let her know. And so obviously once people saw that Tristan Thompson was telling Kylie to pass on an apology to Jordyn Woods, they were all up in Jordyn's comments telling her all of their opinions on Tristan Thompson. And clearly she just does not want to be a part of it because she limited the comments. That way no one could talk about Tristan or Kylie or the situation. And honestly, you guys, I don't blame her one freaking bit. If I were Jordyn Woods and I saw that this man who completely took a stick of dynamite to my life was sitting up there on TV saying, hey, can you pass on an apology to Jordyn if I did anything or affected her life in any way? Could you let her know I'm sorry? Now I see that I really messed up. If I were Jordyn Woods, I also would not want to see the name Tristan Thompson in my comment section at all. I would be like, actually, please never bring this man up to me ever again. I've moved on. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm living my best life. I have an amazing man, family. Like, I do not blame Jordyn Woods for anything in the freaking slightest. And I don't blame her for limiting her Instagram comments. I just cannot even still believe that Tristan Thompson is on his freaking apology tour. Nothing makes me more irritated. So, Harmony said, what did he do? If you forgot, you guys, Jordyn Woods cheated on Khloe Kardashian, or Tristan Thompson cheated on Khloe Kardashian with Jordyn Woods several years ago. They kissed. Jordyn Woods tried to tell her story, and she did. She claims that Tristan Thompson is the one who kissed her. And initially when the news broke, we all thought that Jordyn Woods was in the wrong. Then obviously we educated ourselves and realized she was not in the wrong and Tristan was in the wrong. So yes, people who watched me at my old job, if you're watching this now, when the news initially broke, all of the sources were saying that Jordyn was in the wrong, but my opinion changed once I realized that Tristan Thompson is who he is and Jordyn was not to blame and it was really Tristan. People love to hold that against me. I've seen the light. So now Tristan Thompson is going around to Khloe's family members on the Kardashians and having these one-on-one conversations with them and trying to apologize and trying to own up to his actions. Kylie let him off the hook easy. Kylie drank the Kool-Aid. Once Tristan started talking about how he didn't want to be an embarrassment to True and he wanted his kids to be proud of him, Kylie started crying, and Kylie was just, like I said, she was drinking the Kool-Aid. She was all there for Tristan Thompson after their little conversation. Kourtney Kardashian, on the other hand, not so much. Kourtney pressed Tristan Thompson. She is not letting him off the hook easy. And in fact, we're going to see the rest of her conversation with Tristan Thompson next week, which I will have to watch. I only watch the Kardashians on the treadmill because I refuse to not multitask while I'm watching that show. I feel like I've got to do a little something while watching. I give them the view, so y'all don't have to give them the view if you don't want to. But I am happy to see that Kourtney Kardashian is not letting Tristan off the hook easily. And nothing irritated me more than seeing Tristan Thompson say, can you pass along an apology to Jordyn Woods? You guys, to me, I know he's sitting up there and he's saying he's changed and he's evolved and he's been in therapy for 2 years. But I'm like, if you've been in therapy for 2 years and you're still asking Kylie to pass on an apology, that is not showing a lot of character change, in my opinion. I feel like you go and apologize. Layla said, sad that Tristan is the only thing that brings them views. I know. But people, I mean, a real man, you know, so Mama Chris, she's like, this apology tour is going to take us straight back to the top. I still think there's another ulterior motive for the apology tour, and I don't understand why. But there's a reason. I don't know what kind of deal he made with Mama Chris, but she is fully forgiven him and they are trying to give him the redemption arc of a lifetime. And I don't know how that is going to be possible. I truly feel like there's no way the public will fully ever forgive this man for what he did to Khloe. He does think he can get her back, but I will say, you guys, after watching the Kardashians and not just clip, watching the last episode in its entirety, I will say this is the first time I really do feel like Khloe wants nothing to do with this man. And I could not be happier to see that. Because again, I feel like once you have a baby with somebody else, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. We can be cordial. We can co-parent. You're not coming around my family. You're not coming to the Christmas party. You're not coming to Thanksgiving. You're not hanging out. So sorry. You don't get the privilege of being a part of my family when you have continually embarrassed me publicly. And I praise Khloe for being a bigger person than I. That's just me. I really praise her because no. And I know my family, and my family would be like, no, we're a great family. You don't get access to us once you betray one of us like that. You know what I mean? Maria said, what tea we started with first? We started with Robert Pattinson. Once you hear Robert Pattinson, that's the first tea. Kim said, Mama Chris got him a job with ESPN, so she gets his 10%. She has to make him look good. Again, there's always something in it for Mama Chris. You know what I mean? I'm laughing at Sacred Space. She's finally realized the man is Trash. Cass said, Khloe's family sucks for trying to push trash can Tristan on her. I know. Heidi said, how the hell will there be a consideration of a redemption after he impregnated another woman? Justice said, one strike, you're out. Exactly. And Heidi, your emoji choice is exactly how I feel. Like, no, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I can't express it enough. I get so frustrated, you guys. And I know people are going to watch this and be like, wow, go. My favorite like troll comment that I always get is, go get a life. Why do you care so much about these people? Like, da, 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 da. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm passionate and I care. And I have been covering Tristan Thompson since this very first public screw up. And so I am passionate about it. This guy gets me riled up. And I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm passionate about these things, y'all. And I just will never understand why the Kardashians let this man back into their life. I will never get it. Tamara said, yes, Madison, I agree. You don't get to treat me like, and I treat you like a king. It doesn't work that way. No, absolutely not. Mama Hill always reads us this really good quote about how you have to be careful what kind of behavior you tolerate, because then people think that's what you'll put up with and deal with. And I feel like Khloe for a long time put up with and tolerated bad behavior, which is why Tristan felt like he could get away with so many things. But she's finally had enough, and he feels like he can still reel her in and still convince her that his bad behavior has changed. And she has finally decided it's enough. And I hope she sticks to her guns, y'all. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Like I said, this is really the first time in how many years that I really feel like Khloe is actually done with this man. So I don't want to get my hopes up, but fingers crossed. Fingers freaking crossed. And Sacred Space, Mama Hill has a lot. I need to have Mama Hill just do like a words of wisdom video. You guys, even all of my friends, my mom's name is Viola. A lot of my friends say they live by WWVD. What would Viola do? Because she is full of words of wisdom. She's always helping us out, you guys. Brianna said, I'm Team Courtney. When she said that Tristan doesn't deserve Khloe, exactly. Courtney, again, say what you will. Courtney is the only one holding this man accountable, her and Penelope. So, like I said, Penelope is my new favorite Kardashian because she's the only one of the few who is holding this man accountable. Also, y'all, we just hit 200 viewers on this Monday happy hour hang. You guys, I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like we're kind of consistently growing over here on our happy hour hangs. We're starting to consistently get 200 people in the chat every time. So if you are here and you have not given this video a thumbs up yet, please go ahead and do so. It really helps me out and I'm so happy that you're here. I just saw that number pop up to 200 and I was like, we're killing it. See, guys, it's fine. This is what the universe was trying to tell me. This is what we're meant to be doing. Okay, you guys, let's move on and talk about Justin Bieber. Denise said, because the lives is where it's at. Denise, I could not agree more. I could not agree more. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and talk about Justin Bieber, because we have been wondering, just like where's Waldo, where's Justin Bieber? Well, he finally popped up, y'all. So Justin Bieber was out recently. He was out in Las Vegas this past weekend for the Formula One Grand Prix. There were a ton of celebrities there this past weekend. Paris Hilton was there. Sofia Vergara was there. There were a lot of celebrities there. Leonardo DiCaprio was there. Thank you, Layla. I love my lives too. I'm so happy that y'all are here. I also want to say, you guys, my lives would not be a centimeter as of much fun if y'all weren't here participating in the chat, liking the video, talking. So thank y'all for being active and engaging. It makes this whole thing so much more fun. You guys know I love getting to talk to you in real time. Nothing makes me happier. But Justin was out, you guys, and I'm not gonna lie, I put one of the photos in the thumbnail. The photos of him, he just doesn't look like himself. He has the bags under his eyes. He wasn't smiling. And I'm not that, like, I hate saying he wasn't smiling, because nothing makes me more irritated, especially as a woman, when someone's like, you should smile more. And it's like, well, I don't feel like smiling, okay? So I don't want to criticize him for that, especially, you know, I know everyone has an off day. I have days when the bags are popping. I have days when I feel less sparkly. I have days where I'm just not feeling my best. So it's quite possible that Justin Bieber could have just been having an off day. But I think where the concern is that he seems to be having an off day almost every time he's publicly seen. And I think that's where a lot of the fan concern is coming from. I think this is obviously, you know, coupled with the reports about, you know, Haley taking over his career, and he got a new manager who we don't love. So I think whenever we see Justin kind of not looking his best, a lot of the fan commentary is coming from concern, not necessarily judgment and harsh criticism. But it's definitely difficult. Tabitha, yes. Madison, will you say hi to Jeremy and Jayden? Hi, Jeremy and Jayden. I love your mama, Tabitha. I'm so happy that you're watching. Thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate it. But yes, so Justin was out. Let's see, Mary said, was he forced to be there or something? He really didn't look happy. It looked like he was fulfilling a contract. Like, at least that's what I felt. I was like, he was waving that, like, you guys, if he was waving the flag, he was literally like this. Like, could not be more bothered. And I feel like at some point you gotta put on like a face. You know, I guess maybe that this is just me, because I'm like, y'all know, if there's a celebrity who always complains about things or hates their life, I'm like, want to trade spots? I'm ready to go. I am ready to go, and so are 1,000 other people. So to me, I'm like, if I'm being paid to be somewhere and you're expecting the Madison Hill, even if I am bloated, having diarrhea, and have 17 pimples on my face, this would be me. My God, could not be happier. Could not be happier to be waving this flag. And Justin just could not look more upset to be there. Let's see, Mama Hill said Formula One was in Las Vegas and Justin Bieber was a checkered flag waver. Naturally, he looked miserable being there with a concerned, I can't lift one eyebrow. Mom, he did look like he was absolutely 1,000% miserable. And I don't know why. I think there is something serious going on. And with Justin, I do always want to tread lightly. I know I'm kind of making light out of it. But, you know, he has talked about in several documentaries how he struggles with mental health. He obviously struggles sometimes with different health issues. So whatever he's going through, I'm sure it is serious, and I'm sure he has the right people in his life who are helping him get through it. It just is concerning that every time we see him publicly as of late, he does not look like his old self. I don't know what is going on, but something is going on. Timna said, he reminded me of when my granny used to force me to go to church with her. I love church and God now, but a 6-year-old me wasn't having it. Timna, when we're 6, we're like, why couldn't we sleep in? Where are the snacks? We were all there, Timna. We were all there. If you guys want to know a funny story about church really quick, when I was little and my friend Milena would spend the night, I would have to go to Sunday school. on Sundays, and it started at 9:30, and sometimes we would like be pretending to fake sleep. So when Mama Hill would come in to wake us up, and she would see it if she thought we were, which I'm sure she knew we were faking it, and we would just be like sleeping, and then we would hear her leave, and we'd be like, yes, oh my gosh, she's gonna let us sleep in. And we didn't even play it off well, because right at like 9:20, right when it like passed the minute that we would have to leave to make it on time, we'd wake up and be like, oh my God, we just woke up. Like, it's crazy. Like, oh my God, we slept through Sunday school. So Timna, we've all done it. We are imperfect, but we're better now. It's called maturity. It's fine. Shabria said, maybe Justin's mental health is getting worse, or his health with Lyme's disease. I hope he'll be okay. Exactly. Now, I will say the one thing I think is interesting, you know, Bieber fans love to make fun, which I think is despicable, but they love to make fun of Selena Gomez for her disease, for having lupus. But yet, whenever anyone comments on Justin Bieber's appearance, people are like, his fans are like, how dare you say something? He suffers from Lyme's disease. Like, you're such a horrible person. And I'm like, it's so interesting to me that y'all love to pull that card to defend Justin Bieber, but y'all also use that card to shame and try to hurt somebody else. It's really, really interesting sometimes how the internet works. And a lot of times, I guess, to be fair, those people aren't really fans. They're just people who are trying to stir up ish on the internet, which y'all know happens all too often. I feel like a lot of times too, even people will be like, Swiftie said this. And it's like, no, just people trying to stir up ish on the internet. Let's see what else. Marie said, like JB isn't broke, but def in need of money. And people are saying that. People are saying Scooter allegedly screwed him over with the sale of his masters. He should have made more. Again, y'all know I think something is sketchy there. But definitely we hope the best for Justin Bieber. And I want to say that one more time for the people in the back. Here in the House of Hill, myself included, we wish the best for Justin Bieber. Okay? Do not ever get it twisted. I do not hate any celebrities. Tristan Thompson does drive me absolutely insane, but I don't want to use the H word, but he drives me insane. But no, we do not hate anyone here. We wish him all the best. Okay, let's go ahead and move on and talk about all of this Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce tea. If you have not given this video a thumbs up yet, please go ahead and do so. And then let's start getting some footballs in the chat, some purple hearts for T Swift, maybe a couple crown emojis, you know what I mean? Whatever you are feeling to represent Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, have at it in the chat. Let's see. I saw someone say something about Lou Taylor. Sarah said, hope Lou Taylor didn't get the chance to put her nails on him like Britney. Sarah, you already know that's where my mind was going. Okay, you guys. So Travis Kelce did a profile for WSJ Magazine. And like I said briefly at the beginning of this happy hour hang, if you are someone who is skeptical of Travis Kelce, or you are somebody who doesn't get the hype with Travis Kelce, I highly recommend you give this WSJ profile a full read. I'm going to give you obviously the highlights, the big takeaways, the things that I really loved from the article. But truthfully, I feel like if you're someone who's like, oh my God, this guy didn't know how to spell squirrel in 2011 and he's a complete idiot and he's bringing Taylor down, please give him a chance. Please give him a chance and read this article, because I really think that you will have a better understanding of why he is so positive and such a great person. So he talked about, and this is another really good quote, a really good piece of wisdom, you guys. He talked about how very early on, one of his coaches, I believe he said his college coach, had a talk with him and talked about how when people come into your life, they're either fountains or drains. You want to be a fountain. You don't want to be a drain. And Travis Kelce talked about how pretty much ever since his coach put that in his brain, he has made it his life mission to always be a fountain and to never be a drain. And I completely believe that is exactly who Travis Kelce is. That's obviously who he embodies. But you guys, he talked about how he keeps a very tight circle. His first grade best friend is still one of his managers. Whenever he has a bad game or a bad day, really, he doesn't want to go out and party. He doesn't want to go out and have bottle service. He wants to just sit around his kitchen island and talk with people who have known him his entire life, which I find really admirable. He talked about how committed he is to the Kansas City Chiefs, how really he could be making a lot more money somewhere else on another team, but he loves Kansas City. He loves Patrick Mahomes. He loves the organization. He talked about how family is so important to him. He's very, very close with his family. And he also talked a lot about his charity work. He works a lot with this charity in Kansas City that works with children. And the president of the charity actually spoke with WSJ and said how Travis never leaves any event with the kids. One, she said he always goes there. He never tells the media. He always just shows up. He never feels the need to broadcast it. And that whenever he shows up to spend time with the kids there, he never leaves until every kid feels seen and every kid feels like they had time with him. And I guess at one point he also did like a football camp of some sort. And that when she asked the kids what their favorite part was or what was something that they're always going to remember from the camp, and it makes me teary, that one of the kids said it was their favorite part was the fact that Travis Kelce remembered their name. Like just a very simple, oh my God. Remember how I used to make fun of people who cried on YouTube? But I just think that goes to speak volumes of his character, honestly. Now, in addition to that, he also obviously talked about Taylor Swift, you guys. We need to lighten it up around here. Sacred Space said, ladies, can we say we've met a lot of drains out there? Haha, I hope he inspires men, people. T, Sacred Space. So we obviously talked about Taylor Swift. And his big takeaway Taylor Swift talking points were, one, he discussed how they actually got together. And he said that after he tried to meet her in Kansas City, someone from her inner circle actually played Cupid to get them together. So that's the word he used. And so I guess whenever Travis Kelce was trying to meet her, and obviously he wasn't able to, someone in her inner circle was like, girl, did you know he was trying to come to your show? Like, do you know who that is? One of those kind of things. And he discussed how he didn't even know how this person was playing matchmaker behind the scenes until he got a text one day saying, you don't know how lucky you are, but Taylor Swift will be reaching out. Can you imagine getting a text that's like, this person who you've been manifesting is going to be reaching out to you? I could not freaking imagine. Apparently, they talked for a little bit. After that, they were texting. Then that's when they decided to meet in New York for a dinner date, because at that point, Travis Kelce was said he knew that they could sit down for dinner and have good conversation and that they connected. That went well. Then obviously she went to Arrowhead for the first time. Travis talked about that in addition to Cupid, whoever helped them get together. Taylor's family was also all about Travis from the very beginning. Travis said, quote, she'll probably hate me for saying this, but when she came to Arrowhead, they gave her the big locker room as a dressing room, and her little cousins were taking pictures in front of my locker. Like, isn't that so freaking cute? So he's saying whoever Cupid is in the inner circle was already there for Travis Kelce. Her family was for him pretty early on as well. In addition to that, you guys, he also talked about how he's learning from Taylor every single day. He acknowledged that he's not very good with words, which if you've seen his old tweets, he's not the best with words or spelling, but that's okay because he has a good heart. But he acknowledged he's not very good with words, and he called Taylor an effing genius. He talked about how they both have the same values, how they both are heavily focused on their families. He really praised Taylor for how she gives her family big roles in her tour and in her marketing and all of those kinds of things. He also went on to acknowledge that he's never dated anyone with that, quote, kind of aura about them, talking about her level of fame. And I feel like I love that instead of saying, I've never dated somebody who's this famous. I've never dated somebody who, you know, is this followed or at this caliber. He said, I've never dated somebody with that kind of aura about them. And then he went on to talk about the scrutiny he's been receiving since being with Taylor, saying, quote, I've never dealt with it, but at the same time, I'm not running away from it. the scrutiny she gets, how much she has a magnifying glass on her every single day, paparazzi outside her house, outside every restaurant she goes to, after every flight she gets off, and she's just living, enjoying life. When she acts like that, I better not be the one acting all strange. And you guys, I have the chills, because you know, what is one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs? Peace. And what did Travis Kelce basically just say? He knows that he will never get peace with Taylor Swift, and he is not running away. Finally, I just spent, finally, you guys, finally. She will never be able to give him peace, and she has finally found a man who is man enough to be okay with it. I can't. Mary said, sounds like they met each other at the right time. Cass said, I feel like this is my relationship. I live for every piece of information I can get. Cass, like I said, us Hill girls, we've been crying about this article since it dropped, okay? Us and the Spicy Swifties, we're unwell. He also, I saw someone mention Donna Kelce earlier in the chat. He did talk about his mom, Donna Kelce. Apparently, Donna Kelce felt really bad after the Today Show interview. If you guys remember, she was interviewed on the Today Show, and they were like, what was it like meeting Taylor Swift? And she was like, it was fine. And apparently, after she did that interview, Travis knew that she would feel bad about it, and he called her and was like, you did great, you looked amazing, your glasses looked cool, because she said she was just trying to downplay the relationship because she wanted to be able to give them time to figure out what they were doing, and she didn't want to bring more attention to it. Donna Kelce thought she was being respectful towards Taylor, and then she saw the media take the spin on it, and she felt horrible. But Travis is like, nobody was mad. I was really proud of her, how she handled it. And Donna Kelce also spoke to WSJ Magazine and said that all she knows is she hasn't seen Travis this happy in a really long time. Okay, now, sad piece of news, obviously. Taylor will not be attending the Chiefs-Eagles game like a bunch of reports were stating because, as y'all brought up earlier in the chat, obviously she's had to do a lot of rescheduling since she's been in Brazil, in Rio. She's had to reschedule her shows. So unfortunately, she's now having to work tonight, so she can't go to Travis's game. So she will not be going tonight. However, according to a new report from TMZ, you guys, it sounds like the Kelce family and the Swift family will still be having Thanksgiving together because the Kelce family was already planning on being in Kansas City, obviously, for the game. And we know the Swift family was already planning on being in Kansas City because we thought we were going to get to witness the Kelce and Swifts meet for the first time. We're not, because again, Taylor's not going to be there anymore. But allegedly, the Swift-Kelce family Thanksgiving is still going to happen. That's according to TMZ. So everyone cross your fingers and your toes that hopefully that will still be a thing. Because I feel like once their families get together and if their families mesh, it's game mother effing over. We've reached the end game and we can all be happy and we can all know that Taylor Swift is officially going to release a song about falling in love in Kansas City and I can have a personal day and it's going to be amazing. But I also did want to talk about obviously everything that happened in Rio, you guys. The weather has just been insane. The temperatures have been insane. Yes, Taylor did obviously open up about losing fans and she talked about it on her Instagram. She also did an amazing tribute during the show. She sang Bigger Than the Whole Sky. And again, I think if you ever had any doubts about what kind of person she is, you just got to look at her behavior. You know what I mean? You've just got to look at her behavior, and she always shows up for her fans no matter what, truthfully. And it is incredibly heartbreaking. And, you know, in the grand scheme of things, obviously, yes, like on a selfish level, are we sad she's not going to be at the game tonight? Sure. But obviously her safety, the safety of people, and of course, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and friends of the fan who lost their life. That is all absolutely way more important than anything else. So absolutely epic turtle. Prayers to all Brazilian Swifties, and God be with the people of Brazil. Yes, absolutely. It has been insane. It has been insane. So definitely our hearts are with all of the fans, friends, and family in Brazil right now, because that is crazy. And hopefully you'll get some relief from those temperatures soon, because that just is way too much. But you guys, all good things when it comes to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, obviously. I could not wait to tell you guys about that WSJ Magazine article, because I was absolutely living for every moment of it. And again, I feel like it just really goes to show what kind of person Travis Kelce is. I feel like it goes to show what kind of person Taylor Swift is. I don't know about anyone else, but even though I've been a fan of Taylor Swift for a really long time, I feel like I'm even getting to know her in a different light through Travis Kelce. Like, she's always been relatable. She's always been shockingly normal, but for some reason, just hearing him speak about her the way he speaks about her, I'm just like, I can't get enough. I'm just like you guys. Like, I cannot get enough. I cannot get enough about hearing about their relationship, reading about it, researching about it. I'm just very thankful that y'all don't get sick of me telling you about it, because I feel like I need to always share what I know about Taylor and Travis, and I'm so thankful that y'all give me the space to do so, because y'all know I am absolutely obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. I feel like Tristan Thompson maybe could learn a few things from Travis Kelce. I say Mika brought up trashy Tristan. I feel like he definitely could pick up a few pointers from Travis Kelce, because we're not seeing any profiles about Tristan Thompson in this way. You know what I mean? Obviously. So let's see what else is going on in the chat. Epic Turtle said, rest in peace. I hope this sparks more regulations to protect the people instead of profits. I know. Jessica said, I'm heartbroken for Taylor. Her shows in Rio looked scary, and she handled it with the most empathy and professionally. Exactly. You know, and it's so hard to know what to do. It's so incredibly hard. And I agree. She's handling everything as well as she can. And I feel like she is handling everything to the best of her ability to not only protect herself and her crew, but also obviously her fans, because clearly, yeah, even she was struggling with the heat. Like, it's been brutal. It has been brutal, you guys. Brutal. Bella said, I feel like her PR team is doing some damage control, because the news I've seen on ET has some misinformation about what's been happening here. I hope so. I mean, her team should be doing, you know, PR and trying to help get the actual truth out there, because I also feel like when it comes to what's happening in Brazil, it's one of those things, if you're not on the ground, can you really accurately express and report on what's going on? You know what I mean? I feel like you have to be really careful. It's a really slippery slope, what kind of information you're putting out there like that. Let's see. Tina said, he is the epitome of a man, goofy, flawed, but celebrates it. He's famous by his own right, but recognizes the fame in the world Taylor's in and is down with it. Yes, talking about Travis Kelce, completely agree. Crystal said, hey, Madison, did you hear the rumor that DiCaprio is married? I was watching a video with the cast of Killers of the Flower Moon. He was wearing a wedding band. Now, he does have a new GF. She is a young model, as he normally likes. I don't believe necessarily that he's married. I have heard those rumors, but I think that might be my own bias, I guess, coming in. I just feel like Leonardo DiCaprio is never going to have his George Clooney maturity moment. So I would be shocked if he actually was married, but you never know. Never say never. People can change, but I just feel like Leo's not ready to mature and actually settle down and actually be committed. But that's just my own opinion. Let's see. Ruby said, more like that's how Haley and Justin should have met. But no, instead, Haley took Justin after Kendall and Kylie were done with him, and after his relationship with Selena fell apart. Tina said, me thinks that the Cupid is the dancer, what's his name, who is a brother to a former Chiefs player. It might be. I know what dancer you're talking about. He's incredible, and my sister and I always watch his TikToks. But yes, it might be. You know, if I was in Taylor Swift's inner circle and I heard the clip about Travis Kelce trying to meet her at the show, I'd be like, Taylor, I know we have to save the vocal cords, but I think we should make an exception. And I don't know if you guys have been seeing all of the, there's a bunch of people on TikTok who've been doing all of these investigations about all these little signs that Taylor Swift has talked about and brought her closer to Travis Kelce, and like he does the Archer pose. Obviously, she has a song called The Archer. Like, it's really, really crazy. I absolutely, absolutely love it. Tina said, I've never dated anyone with aura like this. A tiny shade at that Nicole girl, at his ex-girlfriend, or the one who is speaking out to Inside Edition. There's two. But I do think Kayla, which is his girlfriend before Taylor Swift, I think that they were a great couple, and I think Kayla's awesome. But I think, you know, you can be with somebody for a long time, and if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. That doesn't mean that one person is better than the other. It just means that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are meant to be, and Kayla and Travis were meant to be. And I don't think that it means anything Taylor versus Kayla. It just means, you know, we can't help it that it was meant to be. We cannot help it that this is what we've all been waiting for. And I was laughing because I don't remember who made a comment in the WSJ profile. I believe it was one of his close friends talking about how this is like almost brought America together. And I started giggling because you guys know my friend Abby said seeing Taylor and Travis has made her more patriotic. So we're not the only ones who feel that way. Denise said, all this Travis and Taylor talk has got me thinking, Madison, have you ever thought about doing a Chiefs game day live or maybe a Super Bowl halftime live? So Denise, actually a couple things. I have not thought about doing that, but I should. And if the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl again, we could go live. We always host the Super Bowl party at my parents' house whenever the Chiefs have been in the Super Bowl, so that would be fun. But Mama Hill wants me to break down all of the men's game day fashion because Travis Kelce is always serving looks, and a lot of players on the Chiefs are always serving looks. And so she wants me to do like videos breaking down their fashion. So if that's something you guys would watch, let me know, because Mama Hill has been on me for about 5 years that I need to do that. So, you know, a game day fit situation. Yay, go live for the games. That would be amazing. That would be really, really fun. That would be so much fun. You guys know I do love a Chiefs game. I have to make sure I leave with enough time to get to the house to watch the Chiefs Phillies game. You guys let me know who you're rooting for, because I know that we have some Philly people here, or Chiefs people. Let me know. Are you going Chiefs or Eagles tonight? Let me know. Denise said, I need the Hill family on my fantasy football team. Denise, I started this fantasy football league season. There we go. I knew one of the words would come to me eventually. Started off so strong, and then my quarterback was, you guys, I'm such a sports girly now. My quarterback was Kirk Cousins because I watched him on the Netflix show Quarterbacks. If you haven't watched that, definitely do it. But then Kirk Cousins blew his Achilles tendon, so things for me have been going really well. Really, 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 really well. Really well. Not well, obviously, because he was my quarterback. So I see, okay, I'm seeing already a little mix. Chiefs, Eagles, Chiefs. I mean, you guys already know. Obviously, I will be rooting for the Chiefs. I got to go get my merch on, and it's gonna be fun. Tabitha said, because my team needs Eagles to lose. Okay, fair. I get that. I get that, Tabitha. Tabitha's like, I do have a little selfish reasoning for wanting the Chiefs to win, and it's fine. Leslie said, it's the chicken wings dinner for me. Yes. Abso-freaking-lutely. All right, you guys. Maria said both teams. Bella said, I actually became a Chiefs fan after watching Pat Mahomes in that documentary. Right? It's so good. If you guys haven't watched Quarterbacks on Netflix, even if you don't give an F about sports, I care about sports, but I care about sports when it's like a team I'm personally invested in. Like in high school, I loved, or like if whatever sport my friends played, that's what I cared about the most. I was like, I loved football. I loved the football team. But also, if you are someone who just doesn't think you care about sports, I will say, watch Quarterbacks on Netflix. It is really super interesting, and I feel like it humanizes the sport, which makes me more invested, makes me care more, and it covers more teams than just the Chiefs. And then obviously, if you want to learn more about the Kelces, you can watch their Hulu documentary. Just thought I would put that out there as well. Let's see. Pizza, wings, corn dip. Yes, you guys. All the game day foods. Okay. We're going to go ahead and wrap this happy hour hang up so y'all can go and enjoy your game day foods or whatever you're having this Monday evening. You guys, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that notification bell For more content, make sure you're following me over on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget to always keep checking my channel for new videos, YouTube shorts, all of the fun things. I'm probably going to try to have a pop-off for you tomorrow. Fingers crossed if everything goes okay. Also, you guys, make sure you check out my merch store, thehouseofhill.com. Make sure you check out our podcast. Go watch it on YouTube, Toasted Tea Pod. And on that note, you guys, I will see y'all next time. Have a fantastic Monday evening. And go Chiefs. And go Travis Kelce. And we'll see if him and Taylor spend Thanksgiving together this week. Oh, I already can't wait. Okay, bye guys.